Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. High Hills, Dark Hills. Maybe you're a banner lord. I don't care. You know what I do care about? I care a lot about this Titus Blackplume right now, and I need him. Why? Check out this video from Buzor and Raid Shadow Legends. I was doing a little peeking, like, all right, you know, what do I have to look forward to? Well, yeah, you want to see something here? Hold on a second. Yeah, check this out. Can we hit the clip for me? Just real quick. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. Yes, my friends, today we're finally in full swing in this Titus Blackplume event, and I am ecstatic to work towards this new Void Fusion Legendary that we have this month. We got a lot to go over today, my friends, but before we do so, if you want to get involved in Raid and get your hands on this bonkers character here, use the link down below, scan the QR code. Brand new for this month, I got a new legendary to give away in my giveaway. Corrado right away, Ugo at level 10, then Fane's gonna bring the pain at level 20, and then Deacon Armstrong at level 40. A lot of banger champions to get yourselves going. And of course, there's a lot of free promo codes. There's a card in the top right hand corner. If you're a new player, make sure you use a promo code within your first 48 hours. A lot of great stuff. And speaking of great, this guy's looking pretty darn good. You know, there's another reason why you need to get this guy, because as Royal Research 7214 pointed out, he literally has a dollar sign imprinted into runes along his chest. So come on. What better reason do you need to get this guy? Jokes aside. I mean, I was already saying I was pretty excited about this guy, and man, I wish I had a test server so I could try this stuff up myself. But holy cow, he's looking awesome. And if you do have Wixwell, it seems like if you have him, you're gonna get even greater stuff out of him. I don't have Wixwell, but I still want to go for this guy. But if you're going for this guy, well, how do you make sure you're staying on track for this fusion? This month, there are 4 epics to put together, and the calendar doesn't look crazy to get him. Like, it's like, where's the catch? I feel like there's a catch. Side point, if you are not even getting this brand new legendary, it's still worth, I think, to get Gom Yellowhand at the very minimum. So if you're trying to maybe save resource, you want the Pound Town with Dolan Fallbeard, I get you. At least pick up an epic if at all possible. But here's the calendar that we have for him, and when I'm looking at it, it's like, this doesn't look all that bad. There are 450 fragments in total. 4 epics that you got to summon via fragments. So that means, well, you need 400 fragments. So you only have 50 to spare. However, the catch is, I think, that you really only have the flexibility to kind of skip out on some events if, and only if, you do the summon rush that has 50 extra summon rush fragments that you can pick up, which means if you wanted to, I guess there's a couple things you can do. For example, you can just completely skip out on 2 dungeon diver events. I know a lot of people like skipping out on that. However, you're still going to need to do your dragon tournament, for example, your ice golem tournament, your spider tournament, corrosive conquest tournament, fire knight tournament. So, you know, so even though you're skipping on the dungeon divers, you're still going to be diving inside the dungeons doing it. So, you know, it's one of those things, if you want to save some shards, you can skip on the summon rush and just focus on all the normal usual events. But otherwise, not like tons of them. I feel like we had 12 trillion, what's it called? The dungeon diver event for Thala and Falbeard. So just saying too, it's like, oh, okay. All right. You got your gear enhancements, of course, which, you know, it's going to take a lot of silver, which again, at this point, I'm on a pretty good pacing, not having an issue of gear enhancement tournaments. So that's not really a problem for me personally. Champion training events, you can tie in with, you know, your dungeon diver farming if you really wanted to over here, of course. And we got ourselves champion chase tournaments. What I would highly recommend you do, if you're doing this with the champion chase events that's happening, you get points for summoning these epics. So that's something to keep in mind when you see a champion chase tournament. Summon your epics, but do know it's not the same thing as a summon rush. You do not get points. And when I say this, I might be preaching to the choir here. When you do summoning via fragments, it doesn't count towards summon rush. Same thing in fusion. If you fuse, it does not count towards summon rush, but it counts towards champion chase tournaments. So just try to find some extra points where you can on the board. And if you need some help kind of keeping track of all this, we have a fusion tracker. I love these. Here's one provided by Wild West 74. I'll leave a link down below. Super helpful if you're trying to keep track of everything. It's like, all right, I could skip out on this. Okay, all right, I'm on top of it. just making sure you're not falling short, because I've had some events, not fusion events, of course, but non-fusion events where it's like, oh, okay, I'm on track, and I wasn't. So having a spreadsheet, incredibly helpful to make sure you're staying on top of things here. But man, I want to go back, just check out this gameplay one more time. I mean, holy cow. It's like, you know, it's like you go through these waves where it's like, okay, you can maybe pass out on this or this legendary. It's right. You're like Ishiyama, you know, you could maybe pass out. Man, look at that damage. You could have maybe passed out on him, for example. You know, maybe what's his face, the high elf that we had. You know, maybe you could skip out on that too. You know, it's like, boy, Tholen Foulbeard. This guy seems to be tons and tons and tons. And allegedly, what Bozar says, I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, his title says, no books, masteries, soul needed. Are you kidding me? That seems pretty nutty. However, you know, it's one of those things, do I need Wixwell? Because a lot of the gameplay see there's Wixwell that's involved here. I don't have him. He was a free legendary, I think that was given out 18 months ago, something of that nature. Let's see if we can get another crazy clip here. Let's see what we got here. Man, look at it. He's providing so many. I mean, look at this kid. If you just need a brief reminder on this guy, pull him up real quick here. This passive ability for Lord and Land, each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next tech will deal 10% more damage for each hit they take. It goes up to 100%. That's a great passive ability. The damage increase resets after that ally deals damage. But then we have crazy amounts of buffs that he provides as well with Androx Confidant. 50% ally protection buff. And you could stack those up crazy high. 50% increased stack buff, 30% increased speed buff on a single ally for 2 turns. Also fills the ally server by 40%. That is banger. And then you can instantly activate this skill at the end of an ally's turn if that ally has no buffs and their HP is lower than 100%. I believe Bozor here had some gameplay in Arena. I can go back and just quickly like scan through it here. It's like, it looks like he's just constantly just pumping buffs and turn meter to the team over and over again. Look at that. Yeah, his passive ability just triggered there. Nice, right? Okay, let's see what we got. Come on. Yeah, but it's like he just constantly just looks like he's like always like at 100% turn meter, whatever it is. So a lot of fun stuff that this guy's got cooking. Like a lot of, boy, if you have the right characters, he seems like he can do a lot of great stuff. Look at it. Boom. He did his confidant ability right there that we just read there. I don't know, man. This seems to be pretty sexy, if you ask me. Come on, let me see it one more time. Come on, do your thing. Yeah, he's thinking of the high IQ plays. Boom, look at that. Confidant again. Look at that. Constantly activating over and over again. Because again, why? Instantly activates the skill at the end of an ally's turn if that ally had no buffs and their HP is lower than 100%. And then with the Student of War attacks an enemy, this attack is always critical. This champ is under a shield buff. Not too hard to get that. So it's like there's different ways of really triggering all these cool things he has. And then he removes all debuffs from all allies. The target's killed. Beautiful, right? So it's like depending what you have. If you can keep your team low on, like just a little bit low on health, you know, not having any buffs to them, boom, you're gonna be pumping Androx Confidant a ton. This unique ability, if you have damage dealers that get hit a lot, boom, nuke them out of their minds. This is beautiful support mechanisms that he has in the team. Block active skills on a buff, man. Dude, he looks cool, feels cool, billions of damage in Hydra. Yeah, sign me up. So I'm looking forward to this one here. The event doesn't seem too bad to get him up and running, but you don't have to wait and see. Let me see. I mean, I'm a little tired after the Tholen Foulbeard fusion, and then we had the event afterwards, the Titan event. But man, oh man, I'm looking forward to this guy. And if you're looking forward to him as well and you haven't been playing Raid, well, let's help you out. Link down below. Scan the QR code. You'll get Corrado, a legendary character, immediately. Ugo at level 10. Fane's gonna be bringing the pain at level 20. And then we're gonna have Deacon Armstrong at level 40. A lot of cool stuff. Man, you got a cool looking knight with some dollar runes on him. And boy, he's got bling for days. You got my attention, just like I got your attention right now. And because of that, I'm gonna say how it's great to be in the Empire.